Look at that. Damn it. All right, it's your choice. It's going to be a long day. Nobody's going to be here to let you out. Mom, it's time, okay? Please get the roof fixed.
My backpack got rain on. My book report's all smudgy now.
Well, a little water never hurt anyone. Here, give me those. You want a cinnamon roll? This is ridiculous. It's getting worse. The rug upstairs still smells like wet dog from the last time it rained. It's supposed to clear up this afternoon. Experience tells me that it will rain again. It doesn't really bother me, isn't that funny? Anyway, I'm sure you've got more important things to worry about. I know I do.
Look, Mommy, puddles.
This is a petition filed by Eric Capano, seeking legal guardianship of his stepdaughter Carolyn Brody following the death of her mother. Is Carolyn's father present?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
My client is Carolyn's biological father, Your Honor, Paul Brody.
And my client, Eric Capano, is her de facto father.
Mr. Capano is Carolyn's stepfather, Your
Who's raised Carolyn since she was 1.5 years.
Carolyn is now 7.
He hasn't seen her since she was 3.
Mr. Brody's maintained contact with his daughter since the day he and her mother separated.
Some contact, letters and phone
He
calls.
sends her gifts at Christmas and birthdays.
Counsel, let's stick to the pertinent facts, shall we? Carolyn's mother passed away 6 weeks ago, and you're petitioning for full custody, Mr. Capano.
Yes, Your Honor.
Eric Capano and Carolyn are extremely close and bonded. He's her soccer coach, takes her to dance classes, he tucks her in at night. He's a very active and supportive parent. He's her de facto dad.
As you've said.
Paul Brody is her real dad, and as such has parental rights. There's certainly no question, at least in the eyes of the law, Carolyn should be with her father.
Well, it's tough to be a father from a distance.
Why has there been so little visitation, Mr. Lassiter, if your client lives an hour away?
Until recently, Mr. Brody couldn't.
He couldn't?
He's afraid of getting cooties.
Mr. Brody has OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and his particular obsession is with germs. That limited his interaction with his daughter.
And this has changed?
Mr. Brody's psychiatrist can testify as to his readiness to accept the responsibility of raising his daughter.
With sympathies for Mr. Brody's condition, he has been an absentee dad, and it's a little late to step in now.
I'd like to hear from both fathers. And Mr. Brody's psychiatrist. I'm also appointing a child psychologist to conduct a family interaction study to assess the degree of bonding between Carolyn and her stepfather. Court is recessed until after lunch.
Do not jump!
It's okay, I have a parachute.
No, Kevin, that's not a parachute. That's a sheet and a clothesline. Kevin, I mean it. Come down here right now.
Okay, here I come.
Wait, hold it.
What now?
Well, if you're going to do this, you may as well do it right. Let's see.
What do you mean, do it right?
Back up so you can get a good start. Just back up so you can clear the stairs here. Back up, honey.
Come here, you.
Now do you see why we need a vacation? It so happens I was at your sister's this morning. And I have absolutely no reservation in recommending her as a temporary caregiver
For Kevin.
Oh, Maxine! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Not that we don't adore Kevin, which we do.
Well, even foster parents deserve a little break on their 20th wedding anniversary. You and Mitch have done a wonderful job.
So,
Well, it's all set. Week in Orlando.
they're not going to suspend our pay, are they? Because we promised to compensate expenses for Laura's sister.
I'll take care of your paperwork. You just enjoy your vacation. You stay off the roof.
Come here, you. Mr. Brody.
Paul, when did you first realize you had OCD?
Well, I didn't even realize I had a name until soon after Christine and I, that's Carolyn's mother, and I were divorced.
For those of us who can't understand what it's like living with OCD, could you share a little with us?
Well, someone once described it as mosquitoes of the mind. I mean, it's like an itch that won't go away, like the one you're not supposed to scratch, but you can't stop. I mean, it's torture.
And how did it start?
With a handshake.
A handshake.
Without warning, one day, bam, my life just changed. I mean, I was at work. After shaking hands with a client, I suddenly had this uncontrollable urge to wash them, and that wasn't enough. It was as if I had to sterilize them. I mean, there was something in my brain saying that they're dirty, they're filthy. Wash them again, which I did about 20 times until I almost rubbed them raw. At one point, I was spending about 11 hours a day showering and cleaning. I mean, I couldn't function in the real world anymore. I had to quit my job.
And how are you today, after working with Dr. Grayson?
Well, I mean, I shower once a day. I mean, sometimes twice, but I mean, that's it.
Despite the physical separation, you never lost contact with your daughter, did you?
No, I didn't. I mean, I kept up with her teachers. I spoke to her pediatrician after every visit. I mean, I saw every dance recital on tape. I mean, I never stopped loving her. I never stopped being her father. I mean, I just missed touching her and stroking her hair and hugging her. But I couldn't. Look, Eric, I am so grateful to you for what you've done. I mean, you did for Carolyn what I only wish I could have done for her. But now I'm ready. I have overcome so much pain and frustration. And now I want to be able to tuck my daughter into bed for the first time and tell her that I love her. Not over the phone.
Well, first we have to make the sauce, then cook the noodles.
Damn! Socrates, no.
Don't let him into the den. He's going to get mud all over the carpet.
This house is a disaster.
Well, I keep telling Mom to fix the roof, but she ignores me. A new paint job wouldn't be such a bad idea.
What is up with Mom?
I guess Dad handled all the house stuff.
Well, you know, this is totally unacceptable. I mean, you can't just let a house go like this. I'll talk to her.
Maybe she doesn't have the money.
She has the money. Look, Dad left her a decent nest egg. It's not a lot, but it's certainly enough to fix the roof.
She's always scrimped on herself. Remember how hard it was for her to buy a new car? Maybe she's afraid. I mean, how much longer is she really going to be able to work?
I really don't think that's the issue.
Dad's insurance money is enough for any of her needs. I'll just have to talk to her.
Once again, maybe she doesn't have the money.
She has the money.
No, actually she doesn't. Not that much, at least.
What are you talking about?
Remember when Mom was spending all that time on the internet? She wasn't just visiting chat rooms. She was dabbling in the stock market. She lost a fair amount.
Oh, for crying out loud.
What?
How do you know?
She told me.
Mom was day trading?
Yep.
Oh, she couldn't possibly be that stupid.
Apparently she is. Thank you, Vincent.
Mom, I'm sorry.
I had planned not to involve any of you in my personal financial affairs, since they're none of your business. But now that you know, I'll reiterate, it's none of your business. Now, if you'll excuse me, don't set a place for me at supper. I'm not very hungry.
Mother, well, why didn't you tell me? I've been handling your finances since Dad died.
You haven't been handling anything. And I didn't tell you because I didn't want you losing sleep.
But you told Vincent. Vincent, who doesn't know anything about money, who barely has a checking account in his own name. He doesn't know the first thing about investment or money management. How could he help you?
He couldn't. That's why I told him. I needed empathy. I don't need help.
You don't? Mom, the whole house is falling apart, and maybe the only significant asset you have left.
I can always use my retirement fund for emergencies.
Oh, forget it. You're not 62. You'll incur huge penalties. It makes no sense. You won't have anything else to live on.
Peter, stop it.
No, Mother, this is serious. What are you going to do?
Stop talking. I'm a grown-up woman with all of my faculties and most of my teeth, and I am not yet at the stage where I need to be taken care of by my offspring. End of discussion.
All rise.
Morning. Let's get started, shall we?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We're going to have to wait. The court reporter needed to step away for a minute.
Sally?
No, a substitute, Ian Jankowski.
No!
Well, where is he?
The bathroom. He said it was an emergency.
Okay, well, how long can it take? Judge Gray, Ian Jankowski is the worst. Everyone hates him. I see. Such a diva. Thank you, Donna. He tried to run me over in the parking lot. Thank you, once. Donna.
Sorry, Your Honor. My apologies to the court.
Feeling all right, Mr. Jankowski?
Irritable bowel syndrome. I have no control.
I'm sorry. You're such a liar.
Yeah. See you in the parking lot.
Mr. Mayher, you're representing DCF?
That's correct, Your Honor. We're seeking to continue an order of temporary custody for Goran Filipovic.
And Ms. Brock, you're the DCF caseworker?
That's right, Your Honor. Mr. and Mrs. Filipovic immigrated to the United States from Croatia almost a year ago with their 9-year-old son, Goran.
Is that Goran? Color me stupid.
However you spell it is fine, Mr. Jankowski. So when did DCF remove Goran from his parents' home?
10 days ago, right after we were notified the family was being evicted from the transition shelter where they were residing.
You're telling me this family was forced onto the streets almost 2 weeks ago and you've yet to find suitable housing for them?
No, Your Honor. We found housing, but Mr. Filipovic has adamantly refused to sign any paperwork or fill out the necessary documents.
Mr. Filipovic, can you explain why you're unwilling to cooperate with DCF?
Please, we would like our son, Goran. We will get home. Good home.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Filipovic. I'm sure we all want that as well. Mrs. Filipovic, do you and your husband have anyone to represent you? Attorney? A lawyer?
Your Honor, if I may.
Please.
Mr. and Mrs. Filipovic have refused to fill out the financial affidavits necessary for appointment of counsel.
Did they say why?
Yes, at least I think they did.
You think they did?
We tried, Your Honor, but the only Croatian interpreter we could locate isn't available until tomorrow.
Well, then I'd like to see everyone back here tomorrow, 10 a.m., with an interpreter. This language barrier is keeping this family apart. Let's make sure there's someone here to represent the Filipovics.
Excuse me, Mr. Bellamy.
Is it about gas allowances?
No,
Is it about lunch allowances?
No, it's about a foster...
About parking.
No?
Well, what is it then?
I have a foster family, Laura and Mitch Evans, in need of respite. I found another family eager and qualified to take the foster child for 1 week.
Fabulous.
So can they simply take the money we pay them and give it to the second family, or do we have to go through some hellish rigmarole?
We can't just have people swapping children and handfuls of taxpayers' cash.
Hellish rigmarole it is.
Name?
Maxine Gray.
Not you, the foster parents.
Laura and Mitch Evans.
Which child?
There's only one child.
I show 3. Jennifer Hollier, Kevin Deacon, James Forsyth.
Your computer's wrong. Jennifer Hollier aged out of the system, and James Forsyth, if I recall correctly, was reunited with his grandparents.
We are paying the Evanses $1,800 per month, and $600 for each child. I'm quite good at math, Ms. Gray. That adds up to 3 children. That would be a discrepancy. You'd better find out why.
Why me?
Timeless question, Ms. Gray, a timeless question.
Christine and I were married over 5 years.
And in those 5 years, how many times did Mr. Brody visit Carolyn? Or Carolyn stay with Mr. Brody?
Carolyn never stayed with Paul. That would have been too much for him.
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
I'll allow it. I want to hear Mr. Capano's answer.
As I've come to understand OCD, Paul was unable to hold Carolyn after she was born because she was unclean. He couldn't change her diaper. He couldn't bathe her. And if he did accidentally touch her, he had to wash himself over and over. Christine said that was one of the rituals that he went through.
Your Honor.
Mr. Capano, please keep your comments regarding Mr. Brody to those you have witnessed or experienced firsthand.
Tell us what your relationship with Carolyn has been like.
We've lived under the same roof since Carolyn began to talk. I read her bedtime stories. I took her to Toy Story, her first movie.
And what does Carolyn call you?
She always calls me Dad. That was her choice. But she also calls Paul Dad. And Christine and I never discourage that. When she asks me about him, why she can't see him, I try to explain.
Mr. Capano, why is it that you seek guardianship of Carolyn?
With Carolyn's mother gone, I realized the court usually awards custody to the biological father. But Carolyn's my daughter. I believe that she considers my home to be her home. It's the only home she knows. It's where I've helped her with her homework. It's where I've had to send her to her room. It's where she has memories of her mother. I want to be there when her heart gets broken for the first time. When she graduates from high school, when she gets married. I've lost my wife. Please don't take my daughter.
Is that why you were so quiet in the car?
Yeah, smart people are supposed to like foreign films.
I just don't think Hungarians should attempt comedy.
It was a comedy?
Not if you have to ask. Does he want to stay?
Yeah, I do. But I don't think I can.
I have been tested, and my sheets are clean.
It's not that. Ever since the attack, everything makes me nervous, and I don't want to be nervous about this.
Okay. We'll wait.
It just makes me feel so vulnerable, and it's hard to explain.
You don't have to explain. If you're uncomfortable, so am I. We have plenty of time. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. And if I'm not here, I have a beeper. $12,000.
That's what the roof guy estimated. It includes gutters and screens. And God knows what else he found. I left before he was finished.
Well, she can't use her retirement money. I'd leave her totally vulnerable. And frankly, Jillian and I aren't in a position right now to help her out.
I know. And Vincent?
He's hopeless. Still paying off college loans. Basically, You're the only one with money, Amy.
I don't have any money. I'm fighting Michael for more child support. Why do you think I live at home?
Speaking of that, how do you and Mom divide up the house expenses?
What do you mean?
Do you pay rent? Utilities? Groceries?
Yeah, well, I buy groceries occasionally. Mom invited me to live with her. She didn't ask for any money.
Of course she didn't. But I imagine adding you and Lauren to the household has increased her monthly expenses considerably.
Maybe a little. How much can it be? The house is paid off, isn't it?
No, Dad had to take out a second mortgage in the early 80s. Amy...
Fine, I'll start paying rent. What?
I have to say, you know, I'm amazed the thought didn't cross your mind before this.
Well, I never thought this would be a long-term arrangement. Don't shrug at me, okay? I am not your stupid little sister. If I blew it by not paying rent, then I will make it up with Mom, but I don't need you wagging your finger at me.
You're 35 years old, Amy. I just expected more from you.
Really?
Oh, you are the one that went to Harvard, after all.
That's nice. Hey, Peter, I just got one question for you. What happened to you?
Nothing's happened to me.
Yeah, it has. God, Peter, when we were growing up, you were the cool one. You were the guy in the band. You were the guy who could ditch all your classes and still make straight A's. You were working to legalize marijuana. What happened to that guy? When did you become this guy?
Dad died, and I grew up. Someone had to.
Sex is complicated.
It wasn't complicated in high school.
How much sex were you having in high school?
Well, I have to be advanced in some subject.
She obviously wants to be with you. Give her some time. She's scared.
Well, how do I back off without making her feel like I don't care? Because I do care. Do I bring it up again, or do I let her bring it up? I don't want to mess this up.
Here's a new idea. Why don't you tell her how you feel?
What, let down my whole gender?
You love her?
I don't know. What? I'm standing here with a mocha latte talking to my sister about love. My sperm count is plummeting.
You love her!
Shut up. I gotta run.
Vojna policija je odvela Anku, našu kćerku.
The military police took our daughter
Rekli su da je
Anka.
neće ništa.
They told us they wouldn't hurt her.
Samo ja potpišem dokumente.
But if I signed the documents that they gave me.
Excuse me, am I supposed to record the Croatian or whatever? This is all very confusing.
Just the translation will do. Carry on.
Ti dokumenti sa mojim potpisom dali bi moju kuću,
If I signed these documents,
moj
I
posao,
knew I
sve
was
što ja imam.
relinquishing my house, my business, everything I owned.
Ali Anka bi nam bila vraćena.
But our daughter
Ja
Anka
sam
would be
potpisao.
returned to us, so I signed their documents.
Čekali smo tjednima.
We waited for weeks,
Naša lijepa Anka nije nam vraćena.
but our beautiful Anka was not returned to us.
Sve dok je nisu bili silovali.
Not until she had been raped.
Sve dok je nisu
Not
ubili.
until she had been murdered.
I sad su ovi odveli mog sina i rekli da će ga vratiti ako im potpišem dokumente.
Now these people have taken our son, and they tell us that he will only be returned if we sign their documents.
Smiri se. Bit će sve u redu.
Oprostite, nisam ja htio nikog vrijeđati.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I mean no
A sam je
disrespect.
naše dijete. A Goran, vi griješite što
But
ga
Goran is
štitite
our
od nas.
son, and it is wrong for you to keep him from us.
Thank you, Mr. Filipovich. Mr. Mayhearn, were either you or Miss Brock familiar with the information that Mr. Filipovich just shared with us?
No, Your Honor.
Well, given what we've just heard, their reluctance to sign various financial aid and housing forms is certainly understandable.
Your Honor, our primary concern right now is Goran. He cannot live in the streets. He needs a home. He needs someone who can provide for him.
Then I think DCF should find housing for the Filipoviches.
But, Your Honor...
But nothing. I cannot believe we are going to let the lack of a simple signature keep this family apart.
Your Honor, someone has to sign.
Fine. How about DCF? How about social services?
Your Honor, even if we secure an apartment for this month, what about the next? The Filipoviches could very well still end up homeless, and we'll all be right back here again. The child needs consistency.
During this past year, this young man has lost his sister and his home. He left all his friends and he came to a new country. Throughout all of this, the one thing that was consistent was the presence of his parents. Miss Clark, I'd like to see a signed copy of a rental agreement before the end of the day.
Of course, Your Honor.
Today? Yeah, today, Miss Brock. It's Friday. I'd like to see Goran home for the weekend. I was going to eat lunch, but then I thought about it, and I decided all I really wanted was chocolate cake. Sounds good to me. Get your own. I can't have a bite? I'd rather you didn't. Okay. Mom, if you needed money, all you had to do is ask. Amy, I don't want to have this discussion again. All I want right now is to eat cake. Fine. How much did you lose? $27,000 and change. Oh, Ma. There was a day or two there when I thought I was really onto something. I bet. Ma, I want to start paying rent. Don't say no. This was supposed to be a temporary arrangement, and I think it's going to be more long-term. All right. All right. What? All right, you're paying rent. How long have you wanted to ask me for money? Since you were 19. I am an adult, Mom. I can handle this.
The most crippling obsessions create absurd, embarrassing, or frightening thoughts that repeat in the mind in an endless loop. The sufferer engages in compulsive rituals that relieve these obsessive thoughts. This interferes with the victim's normal functioning, and his work and home life disintegrate.
And just how rare is OCD, Doctor?
Oh, it's not rare at all. At least 4 million people in the United States suffer from it.
But it is treatable, is it not?
Oh, yes, with medication or through behavior therapy.
Dr. Grayson, where's Mr. Brody in terms of treatment and recovery?
Paul Brody is ready and capable of being a father in the truest sense of the word. He has a home-based job working with an internet company. He makes a good living. He is fully aware of his OCD, and he is ready to take on the added responsibility of raising his daughter.
All right. This can be fixed. Go to Bellamy. Tell him you were wrong, that there are 3 kids at the Evanses.
Are you telling me to lie to Mr. Bellamy?
Maxine, if there's one person on this planet worth lying to, it's Bellamy.
Susie, this is fraud.
Oh, Maxine, please. The Evanses have helped us out I don't know how many times. Emergency overnights, difficult placements. It's hard to find good foster families, Maxine. Do you remember the time they took triplets without any notice?
Do you remember the caseworker on the triplets?
Then you know from personal experience that the Evanses are the kind of people who, if they get a little extra money, it's on the side of the angels. Let's not screw them around, okay?
My other dad said he wants me to come live with him, but I don't even know where he lives.
When was the last time you saw your other dad?
He sends me pictures.
When was the last time you saw him in person? Do you remember?
No.
Would you like to see him now? He's right outside. He'd like to see you. If that's okay.
He's here. He's
Yeah?
Really?
Would you like to see him?
Yes, please.
Carolyn.
Daddy.
Oh, you're so big. You're so pretty. God, you're even prettier than the picture you sent me last month.
Daddy,
Yeah.
can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
And Mr. Brody, do you need to wear those gloves?
No, Your Honor. I love you, Carolyn. You know that, right?
Yeah, Daddy.
Carolyn, I love you.
I know, Dad. I know. Don't worry, Dad.
Let it slide.
Well, the best advice I've gotten today, Mr. Bellamy, was to lie to you because you would be unable to see the bigger picture.
Really? How's this for the bigger picture? The list of the foster parents and their charges. And the payout schedule. Let me save you 4.5 hours of line-by-line scrutiny. There's a discrepancy of $15,000. That's evidence of fraud, Ms. Gray.
The foster family told me they pay back the surplus.
Well, if they do, I'm not showing any of those monies.
They said they make the checks out to DCF.
Great. So somebody registers a numbered company, calls it DCF, and cashes the checks for themselves.
Could we find out if anyone did that?
We can, if it's registered in Connecticut.
Paul Brody is Carolyn's biological father. Eric Capano has raised her essentially since the age of 1.5. While this court is convinced that both men could meet Carolyn's basic medical and financial needs, Connecticut statute gives preference to biological parents in custody disputes. That being said, while the court respects your efforts to overcome your OCD, Mr. Brody, I am not at all convinced that you are ready to assume the responsibilities of parenting. Kids get dirty. They have germs. It comes with the territory. And sometimes what a skinned knee needs most is a kiss. Therefore, I'm going to grant Mr. Capano's petition and award him guardianship of Carolyn. But because I feel it is important for her to reconnect with her biological father, I am going to schedule a regular series of visitations by Mr. Brody to be determined after both parties confer with Mr. Brody's psychiatrist and the psychologist who conducted the family evaluation survey. That's all.
I'm giving you a choice, Susie. Either you can resign or I can take this upstairs.
You want me to quit because some very good, very hard-working foster parents made not a little extra money?
I want you to resign because you stole money from children.
I did it for children. I did it for foster parents. Gaps in payment, bureaucratic slowdowns. Good people were paying for mistakes we were making. It wasn't working, so I made it work. I am not sorry for that.
The system isn't perfect. I've known that a lot longer than you. But it doesn't give us permission to go into business for ourselves.
Do you know how much I got? Couple thousand, give or take.
Seems very short-sighted to destroy your career for $2,000.
I'm management, Maxine. My salary was frozen last year. You make more money than I do.
Life's unfair, Susie.
I'm still paying off student loans. Most days, I go without lunch so that I can afford daycare for my daughter. I take a bus to work.
I know what it's like to need money. But it doesn't give me a license to steal it.
You've been out to get me from the beginning.
Wrong. I didn't know you in the beginning. But it became clear early on that you put yourself first. You talk a good game. It seems like you care about children. But it's really all about you.
Who do you think the people upstairs will believe, Maxine? It's money they owe me. Out-of-pocket expenses, I can back it up. And the bosses like me, Maxine. They like me because I know how to be pragmatic. I know how to make this place work, despite this stupid system.
It's 5 o'clock. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna get that little boy home with his parents for the weekend.
Then we stay.
Mr. Jankowski, it looks like we're going to be staying a little bit later this evening.
Sorry, Your Honor, but it's 5, and I'm afraid I've made other plans.
Then you'll probably want to cancel them.
That is not possible.
Sit down, Mr. Jankowski.
Union rules. Take it up with my supervisor.
What the hell is the matter with you? These people have endured wars. They've seen members of their families tortured and killed. Now they're in a strange country in danger of losing their son. I don't care about your plans or your union. Sit down, Mr. Jankowski.
Judge Gray, I'm sorry we're late.
Do you have police? Back on the record, please. I have before me the signed lease confirming that the Filipoviches have an apartment through the end of the month. Ms. Brock?
Yes, Your Honor?
Does DCF approve of the apartment?
Yes, but I'm still concerned we're all going to be right back here again next month.
Noted. Ms. Clark, I am dissolving the OTC. Mr. and Mrs. Filipovich, you may take your son home.
Можете повести горе.
Thank you.
Vincent, did you eat my kumquats?
Not on purpose.
Hiding behind the wheatgrass.
Hey, I thought I was gonna meet you at the restaurant.
We need to talk.
Okay.
We should have sex. Okay. I'm leaving. Donna, I didn't see you there. Because I'm not here.
You were saying?
I want to get it over with.
Oh.
I have no idea when these fears are going to go away or if they're ever going to go away. And maybe it has nothing to do with the attack. I mean, maybe it's just nerves, normal nerves. So maybe the best thing to do is to just close my eyes and take a breath and jump.
Wow.
What?
Now I'm scared.
Really?
No, not really.
He just had to gloat, huh, Maxine? Well, this is not over. I am innocent.
You should have called me before you called the police.
Why? She stole money. She broke the law.
This is a DCF problem, Maxine. We could have handled this cleanly and quickly without involving the police. Now it's going to be a noisy, god-awful mess.
I'm sorry, Jim. I really am. But Miss Nixon suggested to me that she had nothing to fear inside this department.
And you believed her?
I had to make sure.
You got one set of brass balls, lady.
Hey.
Jillian said you were up here.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Taxes. This probably sounds boring and stodgy to you, but I like to get a jump on them before things get really crazy.
No, it sounds good. I wish I were that organized. I just came up to tell you I talked to Mom about the roof. She's gonna let me pay for it.
Really? The whole thing?
Yeah, I sold some stock. Figured I owed her.
Okay. Well, we don't need to worry about that anymore.
You were right, you know. I should have been chipping in. I just thought... I guess I wasn't thinking.
Okay. So, did you really think I was the cool one?
Yeah, are you kidding? You're the coolest. All my girlfriends had crushes on you.
They did? I don't remember that.
That's why you were cool. Totally oblivious. Doing your own thing. The band. Your music.
Man, I haven't thought about that band for years.
The Replicants. Pete, Ayo, Little Dougie. I still got the t-shirt.
I was born and crossed by a hurricane. I howled it out to my mom in the driving rain. Well, it's alright. Now I'm back to gas. Well, it's alright. And jumping jack flash, it's a gas, gas, gas. Jumping jack flash, it's a 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 gas. Jumping jack flash. Thank you and good night.